So how much does it cost to build a soundproof home recording studio in 2025? If you're on this journey, this is the lesson for you. I will teach you exactly how to budget out a home recording studio, both inside your home in like a garage or a basement, or in your backyard building from the ground up. I will go over two different types of common designs. One is the single room studio around 300 square feet. The other one is the multi-room tracking studio with both the live room and control room, usually coming in around 600 square feet. And for both of those, I will do both the inside the house and in the backyard. All right, let's dive in to this lesson on how much does it cost to build a soundproof studio in 2025. All right, everybody. So let's check out this budget calculator. So this is what you can download. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want to play around with this yourself, make your own copy, I have this available for free for you guys. So the way this works is a little complicated, but I based this off of my own studio back in 2000 or 2019 is when I first started doing it. And that's my original labor cost. I put a note, $47.62 per square foot. I have now made 75 my default, and 100 is probably even better. $100 a square foot, just because that's how much labor is costing. I put a 9.4% increase in material costs since 2020, which honestly I should probably update. And then that's for, in this column over here, pops out the total studio cost in a backyard. So like building it from the ground up. Now, if you want to do a studio that is in an existing structure like a garage or a basement, then look over here. I've kind of changed it up to take out the things that you obviously wouldn't need, like the foundation, have the lumber, you wouldn't need trim, outside trim, the paint, everything. I've gone through everything. Now, also what you have here are the square footage of windows, which I just rounded off to roughly $100 a square foot. Mine was a little bit higher than that, but I think in general it'll be cheaper. And then the number of doors you need for your studio as well. And those are off one ISO store door there. At a minimum, doors can vary a little bit. All this can vary, but this will get you in the ballpark thinking about high level how much your studio will cost. So let's start off with just the total square footage. This looks like it got jacked up here. Square footage. Okay. So let's look at the total square footage first right here, which is going to be, let's look at your typical square footage, which is 300. For those of you in square meters, I made a little calculator in here. So let's say if you have like, I don't know, 50 square meters, which is going to be really big, that would give you 538.2 square feet. So you can just throw that over there. Just so you guys know, for all of you, I got you guys on the metric system. I hear you. So anyways, let's look at the total cost for a basement studio or a garage first, because this is pretty common. 300 square feet, maybe 400 square feet is your typical 2020 by garage. Let's say you're using around that amount. This is the interior square footage, so usable space in the room. It's not the total footprint of the studio. Just keep that in mind as well. It's kind of confusing, but that's just how I based it off of my internal square footage. Yes, I know I should have made it differently, but hey, it is what it is. So then let's say you have one door for right now. Just one door in and out. Total cost, $40,000. Boom. I bet some of you guys didn't like that number. And you're going to argue with me. I know everyone's going to argue, and you can argue till the cows come home, and you can adjust these numbers as much as you want. I'm just showing you what I come up with, and I can tell you from experience, a lot of these studios hit that mark right on the money. So if you want to argue with me, you can, but I'm telling you, it's a losing battle. If you go up to the more expensive range for labor, $45,000. So I'd say, I usually tell people, clients that reach out to me, say, hey, how much is this going to cost? I'd say $45,000 in existing structure. So just so you guys know, I removed the foundation, the roofing, the siding. I have the lumber, that's that amount. Have the paint, that's that amount. Have the labor, that's that amount. Subtracted it out, you get that. Add it back in, you get that. And so your total cost now is the $40,000, $11,250 in labor there. So let's look at now a outside structure, same size, 300 square feet. That's internal, remember. My studio, just so you guys know, is 275 square feet. It's pretty good. I'd actually rather it be 16 by 20 rather than 14 by 20. So I wish it was a little wider. So my studio would probably fall in that 300 square feet or roughly. So you're looking at $70,000 for building a studio from the ground up in your backyard. More significant cost, obviously, big one is the foundation, and things like that. Now let's play with some things. A lot of you guys like windows. So let's say you want your typical, let's say like a small, I forget what they're called, but the high windows up high. One of my clients told me the other day, I keep forgetting the name for it. You guys can put it in the comments. But basically, let's say you have like a 1 foot tall by 4 foot long window, which would give us a 4 square foot range. That'll equal $400 there for the window, which honestly, I think it'd be a little bit more, but let's just say you put that in there. So windows can add some significant costs, and then doors. Let's say you want, this is a doorway, so don't get confused with like, if you have a communicating door system, it's one door. Even if you have 2 doors in the doorway, that's one doorway. So let's put 2 doors here, and you can start to see how it starts pushing your cost up pretty quickly, because those are expensive things. Let's say you have like multiple, let's say a lot of people say they have like 2 by 3 windows or something. And, you know, I've seen 15 square feet worth of windows, you know, you're looking at like 1,500 at least, even more if the windows are coming from a pre-made company. So keep that in mind. Now let's go to a larger studio. So this is like your typical home single room studio. I personally love these the best. I love designing them the best. They're simple, they're easy, they're focused, and honestly, they're usually somewhat within people's budgets, even if it's more than they wanted to spend. What really blows people's minds is always getting into the multi-room studios. Everybody wants the control room, the live room, you know, maybe a little amp room. You know, we all want the like true recording studio, right? Well, the problem with that is it's a lot more square footage. So let's double that. Say we got 2 rooms about this size. So we get to 600 square feet. Now you're looking at 65,000, but you got to have multiple doors too. Minimum of 2 doors. You probably want more. Now we're at 70,000. You probably want a control room window. So, you know, another like 3 by 6, let's just say like maybe, I don't know, 18 square feet or something like that. And, you know, you're looking at close to $2,000. Yeah, $1,800 at least for your window. So now $70,000 for an existing room, like taking up your whole basement, or like $130,000 in your backyard. Let's look at the higher range of labor. Potentially, you know, you're looking at $80,000 and then $150,000. And again, some of you guys are probably like, screw you, Wilson, I'm going to do it for less. Like, I don't believe you. Hey, that's why I'm giving you the calculator. You guys can fudge the numbers. You can play with these till the cows come home. You can play with this calculator all day long, but I guarantee you, I hate to say this, it's going to come back around in this range, because that's just what I'm seeing in the marketplace. So my point of making this video is because I get so many people that come on calls with me, and I always have to explain this to them on the call. And I'm like, just watch this video, and now you guys know it can help you plan and make a better decision. So what did you think? Is that way more money than you expected, about what you were hoping for, or maybe even less than you were thinking it would cost? Let me know in the comments, or respond to me over email or something like that. I'd love to hear what you think. And hopefully this has helped you out with understanding a bit about how to design your home recording studio. Again, if you were following along and you wanted to download that budget calculator, just go to soundproofyourstudio.com/calculator and you can download the budget calculator right away. So feel free to use this calculator however you want. Like I said, you can tweak the numbers to your liking and try to experiment with seeing if you can get that cost even lower. However, I always recommend people use the fact that I've done this a lot, you know, built well over 30 recording studios all over the world. So I know what pricing is both in the US and in different markets, and it tends to land in the ranges I've been showing on this calculator, pretty much within a $10,000 discrepancy, higher or lower. So You're not probably going to be able to squeak out too much more money unless you do a ton of sweat equity in your own labor. And as you guys may know, I'm not a fan of that. So anyways, if you're on this journey, definitely check out that budget calculator. And if you are ready to take that jump and potentially work together, sign up for a free Soundproof Clarity Call. Just go to soundproofyourstudio.com, click on the Soundproof Clarity Call button, and you can talk with me right away, or go to soundproofyourstudio.com/consulting, and I would be happy to talk with you for 30 minutes over Zoom. All right. Thank you all so much. My name is Wilson Harwood. I am a soundproof studio designer and acoustician based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I'll see you all next week with more information on soundproofing and room acoustics.